Hey guys, Julia here. So today I wanted to talk about Bareroot plants. And if you have been to a garden center or a big box store, you probably have seen these packages with Bareroot perennials. And these are a very economical way to start a garden or maybe add additional perennials to your existing garden because Bareroot perennials are relatively inexpensive to ship. And the way it works is the growers divide their perennials and they keep them in cool or refrigerated location until they're ready to be shipped to garden centers. However, once these plants arrive at garden centers, there are some problems that can arise. For example, temperature indoors obviously is warm, and these plants can break dormancy and start growing right in their bags. So sometimes when I bring them home, I could see shoots developing that are completely bleached because they did not have light. And also because the substrate that they're in starts to dry out, the plants or roots of these plants can get really dehydrated. So today I'm going to talk about a couple of options or what you can do once you buy these bags of perennials or Bareroot perennials and bring them home. So the options on what to do about these Bareroot perennials completely depend on your climate and your weather. So if you live in a milder climate, which I am totally jealous about right now, you can plant these perennials directly in the ground outside if your ground has thawed and if you have prepared garden space. Now, if you live in my climate, which is Zone 6 Northern New Jersey, we still have over 2 feet of snow on the ground, which probably is going to take a couple of weeks to melt. And then I have to wait until our ground thaws before I can put any of these perennials outside. But there are a couple of options on what I can do with these perennials in the meantime. So the option number one is to open one of these packages and make sure, just going to start opening them, that the plants are okay, that they're not too dry or there's no sign of mold or any sort of issues. So I can already see that this hosta right here, this is a big daddy, it's actually starting to grow. So there's a surprise right there. That means that this plant broke dormancy and it needs to be planted. So one option is to plant your plants directly in soil in pots, which I will show you a little bit later in the video. Now, if your plant, when you open this package, has not broken dormancy and the roots are healthy and a plant looks pretty good, but the substrate is dry, what you can do is mist the substrate a little bit, not too much, and then you can close it back up. Now, again, this is for plants that did not break dormancy, sorry. And then you place this whole package in a cool location. It could be a garage, it could be a heated basement, or a bottom drawer of your refrigerator to keep your plant dormant until you can put your plant outside. Now, next, I'm going to show you what to do with this plant in particular that is broken dormancy and plant it directly in the pot until we can put it outside. So the first thing I do after I open up the bag is I inspect the plants. And as you can see, all three of them broke dormancy. You can see the little leaves forming right there. But all of them have a healthy root system. And the next step is usually to soak your perennials. Some people soak them for about 20 minutes. I found that they perform about the same with soaking or without soaking. So here I have my pot right here with soil. And what I'm going to do is plant this hosta as if it was planted outside. So the root level will be covered. Distribute the roots evenly. Don't like squish them all in one spot. Make sure that they spread out in the pot. And you just cover the roots with soil. Just like that. If you have a lot of plants, don't forget to put a label on it because you just quickly forget what you have and what kind of plants they are. So when you plant in your garden, you know what you have. See, just like that. This is where the root level was probably when the plant was still together with the mother plant. Done. All right, let's look at another package. Here's a beautiful Echinacea purpurea. And when I opened it, guess what? Also broke dormancy. Look at those beautiful shoots right there. All right, so you see this is like one clump, right? This says 3 per pack. And I realized it actually has a little rubber band on it. Where are my scissors here? Let's cut this. So just keep that in mind. Sometimes they rubber band them together. There we go. So here is one plant right here. And these right here. Okay, so this is not great. Look, this is sort of like a mushy mess. I don't see any life in this particular bare root stock. No life whatsoever. So I'm just going to discard this part. And that's why you just have to inspect some of these plants. This one doesn't look hot either. Yeah, you see this one is done too. So I got one plant out of this one package, which is, I guess, is okay. All right, so let's look at some more plants. This is a toad lily, and this is the same situation. You can see the rubber band there. So let's just cut this. All right, and you can see the top of the plant, the little shoot right there. I don't know if you can see that. Yep. There's 1, there's 2, and there's 3. Okay, so these are healthy. You could tell right away. Beautiful root system, beautiful growth. So I'm just going to plant these in pots as well. Next step is to water these perennials, which I just did, and place these pots in a cool location like unheated garage or unheated basement. And if your temperature is not freezing outside, you can actually place these pots directly outside while you wait until your ground thaws and you can plant these plants directly in the ground. Remember, these are hardy perennials. They do not mind being cold, but while you wait, just make sure that you keep an eye on them to make sure that they're not dry. So what's going to happen is actually the root system is going to start to develop, and you will get a head start on your perennial garden. Now, one thing to remember is not to fertilize your plants during this development, because those new feeder roots are sort of sensitive to fertilizer. So fertilize them later in the season once they're all established in the garden. Again, bare root perennials is a great, easy and economical way to start a garden or add plants to your existing garden, and I highly recommend it. Even though sometimes, as I showed you, you will get some dead rootstock in those packages, it's still worth it. And I think that's why it is so important to buy those bare root perennials as soon as you can see them on the shelves, so you can get the best quality plants. Anyway, thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I hope you learned something new in this video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.